Say what you want about the owner of the Dallas Mavericks, Mark Cuban. He's loud, he's demonstrative, he's on the sidelines and sometimes on the bench. He's in the locker room when he should be in the owner's suite. He's everything Steve Ballmer is to the Los Angeles Clippers. But one thing about Mark Cuban, he's a businessman first. And hiring Jason Kidd had everything to do with his productivity on the 2011 NBA championship team. But even with that, I believe Mark Cuban is rolling the dice with Jason Kidd. What's up, y'all? Welcome to Sha's Corner. On today's episode, I will discuss why I believe Mark Cuban is taking a huge gamble on Jason Kidd, leading Luka Doncic and the Dallas Mavericks to an NBA championship. Let's get into it. Jason Kidd was drafted second overall in the 1994 NBA draft by the Dallas Mavericks. After just 2 seasons and a volatile relationship with management, the Mavs traded him to the Phoenix Suns. The Phoenix Suns traded him to the New Jersey Nets. And by 2008, Jason Kidd was traded back to the Dallas Mavericks. But by this time, Mark Cuban had already taken ownership of the Dallas Mavericks, and a lot of the dysfunction in the front office had subsided. And they had a 7-foot German dude by the name of Dirk Nowitzki as their franchise player. By 2011, a 38-year-old Jason Kidd became the oldest starting point guard to lead a team to an NBA championship. The following year, he abandoned his verbal commitment to run it back with the Dallas Mavericks, and he joined the New York Knicks instead. That move, it fractured his relationship with Mark Cuban and the Dallas Mavericks fan base as a whole. After just 1 season, he retired from the NBA and 9 days later became the head coach of the Brooklyn Nets. What kind of backdoor conversations did he have? The start of his playing and coaching career was pretty rocky. You guys remember: arrested for spousal abuse, booked for driving under the influence, suspended his first 2 games as a head coach, fined $50,000 for intentionally spilling liquid on the court just to stop the game? Come on. Jason Kidd is no stranger to negative media attention. I believe the narrative surrounding Jason Kidd and his ability to manage a team and have a healthy relationship with the front office, I think a lot of that changed when he became the head coach of the Bucks in 2014. At the time, Giannis was a second-year player averaging 12 points and 6 rebounds, and the Bucks had only won 15 games the whole season under Larry Drew. After 1 season, Jason Kidd coached the Bucks to a record of 41-41, and they made the playoffs. Under Jason Kidd's leadership, the Milwaukee Bucks made it to the playoffs 2 of 3 seasons, and Giannis became an NBA All-Star. But when I tell you the NBA is a cold game, Jason Kidd was fired in the middle of the 2018 season for Mike Budenholzer. The following year, Jason Kidd assumed a lesser role with the Los Angeles Lakers under head coach Frank Vogel as an assistant coach, and the Lakers won the 2020 NBA Bubble Championship. I'm pretty sure that reopened the door for the Hall of Famer to become an NBA head coach again. When Mark Cuban called, Jason Kidd answered, and I believe this might be the biggest challenge that he has faced as an NBA head coach. The Dallas Mavericks finished 5th in the Western Conference last season with a record of 42-30 under Rick Carlisle. Luka Doncic just signed a massive deal, so he's going to be around for a while. And Sterling Brown and Reggie Bullock came over as free agents. And it doesn't hurt that Boban and Tim Hardaway Jr. re-signed as well. There are 2 problems Coach Kidd will have to address. As great as Luka Doncic is and will be in the future, Coach Kidd is going to have to address Luka's body language on the court. I mean, there is no way around it. And how will Coach Kidd assure Kristaps Porzingis can be a major part of the offense as a second option? Jason Kidd was an amazing point guard for the Dallas Mavericks, But does it mean he can lead them to an NBA championship as a head coach? All right, y'all, that wraps up this episode on Jason Kidd and why I believe the Mavericks might be rolling the dice with him. If you like this kind of content, go ahead and subscribe to this channel, engage me in the comments, and I will see you all on the next one. But until then, see ya.